was that, they've had a tough season so far. It hasn't been a typical LSU season, but they still have plenty of the pieces, and with their new piece in Braun B, they start off on the right foot.
Just how they like to. Perfect kickoff for Low-Tech on that challenge, and the perfect bounce for Braun B. Not much more you can swing about it. UT Dallas, shake it off. 3-second goal. Can't get much worse than that.
Nope, can't get much worse, and for LSU, can't get much better. That's a great start for them here against this UT Dallas team. Another player for LSU that I thought had a really good week was T-Bates as well. He looked stellar when he was behind the ball. His accuracy, the shots that he was able to take as well, it felt like everything was working for T-Bates and that his team supported him as well. I think that's what T-Bates has always looked for in this LSU squad, is to have a team to back him up when he wants to go in, and this might be the squad that makes it so.
And I think that for T-Bates, it seems to be for LSU in general. I'm not going to put, everything on T-Bates' shoulders here, but every time we've seen them get to match point, that's where they really start to struggle. So I'm looking at game one as just the primer, right? T-Bates, he really wants to get going, get your progressions in. LSU. They're actually passing the ball pretty well right now and locking down UT Dallas, who can't really find a solid way out. But I do think that, I'd like to see Low-Tech get more involved on a lot of these offensive pushes, Corelli, because, how many seasons past have we said, wow, Low-Tech is looking like the fastest player on the pitch? If he has confidence in the rotation, like if he can get established early, I think that's going to pay dividends for them.
On the other side of the ball, too, it feels like for UT Dallas, this is probably the second test of the season with LSU here, also including Kansas State University. They played them earlier as they fell to them. But LSU, again, has always been a strong team in this conference. And for UT Dallas, if they're able to come out and put up a good fight, might bode well for Dallas as they move on. They're currently sitting at 3-3 here in the league standings. So a win over LSU helps them leagues moving in deeper into playoffs.
We've been watching LSU play some excellent defense. Braun B finally got it clear, almost got the goal. Ghost picks up the save. And I think there's a lot to like about this UT Dallas squad, Corelli. They're pretty fast. They're hanging with the Tigers pretty consistently. And the counterattack gets off the post. Oh, that was as clean as it was going to look on the counter.
And unfortunately, you might want to have that one back if you're Dalton, a little bit wide and on an open net there. Feels like UT Dallas should have the game tied up, and they could pay for it here. Braun B, a second touch is going to go in, and it's the Braun B show here in the first half.
Well, his touch has to be perfect here on the launch. He uses pretty much everything to get that first touch with power onto the ball, and then the last trickle of boost just to get that final position into the net. That was bang, bang, if you've ever seen it on a double tap.
So
really strong start.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think we were about to say the exact same thing. Really strong start here for LSU, and I think, LSU are a few games into the season here, having Braun B come out and be the leader for this team, or at least putting away the goals, is huge. Now T-Bates here with some space, trying to get over to Braun B. Didn't get up the field fast enough. Double demo. It's Low-Tech on the shot. Ghost makes the save, and LSU won't find the third.
There's a couple saves for Ghost now. He's got no boost in front on the challenge, but it's going to be UT Dallas. Plenty of time to get a progression going on offense, but despite having 6 shots on net, how often have they really been in the orange half? There was that one push, Corelli, while we were discussing earlier, where T-Bates, I think it was T-Bates and Low-Tech who made a couple of really key saves. Here's another shot saved again, this time by Luby. In-game as a Wooby, but just going to, it is Luby. I had a chat with him pre-game. We've come to an understanding later. I don't know if I won, though. So either way, he's going to take it away here. UT Dallas trying to find a way out from this Tigers offense, which just wants to take all the boost on the pitch away from UT Dallas.
Yeah, and Dallas right now, you can see, even with some boosts in the back pocket, they're just giving the ball up to the middle of the field. LSU has the trap set, and Dallas keeps running into it over and over again. Here's a good opportunity now for UT Dallas. They can break out and get some sustained offense here.
Ooh. So nothing's really panning out. That one counterattack shot that they had earlier was their best look at it that Dalton scored. And this is going to get out of reach now in game one. But if we swing it back around, less about the UT Dallas struggling and more about LSU getting a strong start. I don't think I've seen another team in CRL that has that comes out the gate as strong as LSU does, Corelli. I feel like when we talk about like Akron, Arizona, those top teams, they take a little while to get warmed up. They almost seem not exactly focused. LSU always come out the gates hot, and it's late that they seem to cool off. So you get a strong start here. If you're feeling it right now, then it might be a quick series for you. But I wouldn't count out this UT Dallas squad exactly after game one.
No, absolutely not. And UT Dallas has been able to take games off of all of their opponents here. So it's been tough for UT Dallas here in the first game, of course. But for them, I think they get a good feel in game one. Like you said, LSU does come out hot. That's typically how LSU works against teams that you would maybe put under LSU. And this is a great start if you are on the Tigers side as the ball finally touches the ground. Game one going in favor of LSU.
And that was about everything you wanted out of that game if you're a Tigers fan. Sans maybe the T-Bates 6-goal pop-off, but I don't know how often you're going to see that in CRL. But everyone really contributed pretty evenly. It started out as great as it could for you with a 3-second goal and a perfect kickoff from Lotec. And then everything else was just Corelli, again, LSU working through their progressions, not trying to force too much. If a passing play is available, they take it, but they don't take that second to third man risky passing play that often in that first game. It definitely felt like low-risk play from LSU.
And here's the thing. Here's something that I always say in CRL, and particularly in CRL, because the gameplay is a couple steps slower from maybe RLCS, is when you have a lot of this pressure come onto your defensive half, if you're UT Dallas, you have to bring the ball down and beat the first man. It's like one of the step ones of breaking out of your own end in CRL. You have to beat that first man. You have to keep it away from the center of the field. A lot of the CRL teams like to have that midfield trap. You saw it perfectly from LSU this last game. And for UT Dallas, they don't even have to have a lot of boost, but you've got to beat that first man because it unlocks that space through the midfield.
I think the difficulty comes from, having players that excel at that first man position, being able to control the ball and, put yourself in position for a favorable 50. I think LSU have three very capable players in the first man role when you're comparing them against this UT Dallas team who are just always playing catch up and not really able to get behind the ball and get that first challenge that you're talking about, Corelli. But if you're looking at anybody on this team, you might be looking at Dalton to fill that role for them. He's been a consistent presence for UT Dallas in midfield when they've had chances. That's a nice demo in front. Another responsibility of the first man. Disruptor, 2 demos. Ghost picked it up, wanted to be speedy on it. He just couldn't get downfield.
And Luby didn't have any boost there. Ghost gets a demo and then picks up the ball for him. And so this is some good offense now for UT Dallas. So they can keep it going. But that's a big whiff. And Braun B, not a lot of boost to work with. Wants to force it into the wall. T-Bates is there. Saved away from Dalton. So the defense holding strong for now from UT Dallas. And they do break out.
And that was small, but it was good. It can be so easy to panic in that situation. Hang on. Ghost had the touch, but not enough power. Quickly up was Dalton. There's one, but the ball right past him. Luby's next. He got chipped by T-Bates. Now Ghost ended up flipping into the side. That's going to be slow on the recovery, and Lotec will boom it back downfield. Uh-oh, here comes a quick shot, and no one can get to it. Braun B, first goal for the Tigers.
I think we both saw what had happened there. Unfortunately, Luby, I think, hit this one right into Dalton. Didn't get the pinch either. Comes right out to Braun B. Nobody left in net for UT Dallas, and unfortunately, feels like they give up a bit of a weak goal here for the first one against the Tigers.
A nice demo again, UT Dallas. Maybe they do just, start the physical game a little bit more. If you're having trouble grabbing the ball from LSU,
yeah,
sometimes the old bump or chips and bumps can do you wonders.
We talk about it all the time. The physical game is never a bad idea at any level if you can pull it off. And there's Ghost getting the demo on Braun B. Unfortunately, there was another player back from LSU. Here's Dalton. Maybe he can make some magic happen as he tries to go over the head. And the follow-up from Luby is weak. Braun B gets the clear.
Now, right now, the UT Dallas offense is lacking the team synergy. They got that air dribble towards the net, force the 50, and then get the rebound afterwards. The problem is LSU that strategy really only works when you've starved the defense of boost and they don't have the resources to catch up with what you're trying to do. As long as LSU don't panic and they don't double commit, they'll be able to handle everything that UT Dallas throw at them. I mean, look at this progression on defense from LSU. It's just like game one, where we saw a lot of shots come out, a lot of solo effort. Low Tech couldn't put it out. Braun B got the bump, but T-Bates got caught out in midfield, and UT Dallas on the board.
And I'm interested to see how this one turned out. I guess he thought maybe Braun B might get a touch there, and he didn't. There was a lot of chaos in front and behind the ball. It was tough from T-Bates' perspective to see where he was going to go, but regardless, he definitely got caught in no man's land. And here's a kickoff that was kind of scary for LSU. Unfortunately for them, no follow-up from UT Dallas.
Well, UT Dallas did gain control of midfield. Still could be beneficial, but Dalton, he ended up backflipping down, so that's going to give T-Bates a lane out. Received, LSU take midfield as soon as they lost it. Braun B gives it out to T-Bates, but no goal. And T-Bates has actually got caught out again, but this time he got lucky. It was Low Tech on the first touch, excuse me. And then T-Bates, he's got to be careful. Nobody from LSU could grab the ball. And UT Dallas, why are they giving all this free pitch?
Yeah, nobody on the back wall. T-Bates and Low Tech missed the ball, and Dalton says, thank you very much. I will tap that one into the net. And for UT Dallas, able to take advantage of some poor defense from LSU.
Which is a complete departure from even earlier in this game. Like LSU very poised on defense, able to find the clears, positioning correctly, not getting in each other's way, covering the gaps, giving ways out for your teammates to pass to. Anything you want your team to do on defense, LSU were doing it until this midfield game. Look, I harp on this, I feel like every time that I cast LSU, but this is the problem with LSU. They get too relaxed, Corelli. They start creeping forward, and then all of a sudden, like, they have to play acrobatic defense when they have control of the set. They got to keep the pedal on the floor. The Tigers should be dominating these a lot of these teams in the West. That's why we're so confused about their record, even confused about them losing to North Texas. And now UT Dallas are giving them a run for their money. 2 commit on LSU. Ghost pops it back out to the left for Luby, but UT Dallas can't quite find insurance yet. Here comes another one. Low Tech can't find the ball. One touch. Where's the rebound? From nobody. Dalton was sitting the whole way back in midfield. LSU one more chance on the counterattack. And demoed. Ghost takes out the only guy who could have shot it. Oh, here's another. And saved again by Dalton. Time running out. LSU looking for the tying goal. One touch from Braun B. T-Bates with the demo. Where's the shot? Nobody from LSU is there. And in fact, it's UT Dallas. Luby gets the forced own goal, and we're all tied up in the set.
Wow, what a roller coaster in the last minute or so. And UT Dallas, look at that. Coming out with the 3-1 scoreline. They got a little help from Braun B at the end. But LSU completely fell apart. And it was exactly what we talked about, Jorby. UT Dallas were able to break out from their end and then take control of that midfield, and that's really where LSU started to struggle. Not only did we start seeing players get caught out, it happened to T-Bates and to Low Tech a couple of times, but also sustained pressure from UT Dallas. They put up 12 shots here in this game. That means a lot when the opposition's only putting up 6. A lot more opportunity for UT Dallas in this game. Able to capitalize with 3 goals. I think that's pretty good here.
Yeah, I don't feel like they got starved as often like they did in game 1, and they had more opportunity. Obviously, midfield being a bit open from LSU definitely helped UT Dallas's efforts. I think LSU, it's a simple adjustment to make, Corelli, right? Just, third man has to play a little more relaxed. Specifically, I'm looking at T-Bates to play that more relaxed third man. Otherwise, he might put his team in a difficult position like he did last time. And T-Bates, he has to be he's got to be the guy putting the ball in the net, not the guy you have a question mark on is whether or not he can hold the line as the last man back. And 9 times out of 10, he's able to do it. So game 3, they need the adjustment.
Well, not only that, but you got to give some credit to the offense of UT Dallas, but maybe not the defense as they leave the net wide open. That was a tough bounce, I suppose, for Dalton, but Luby just evacuates the area in a very, I would say, during an emergency for the defense, and unfortunately for UT Dallas, give up a wide open net.
I don't know if I've ever seen a caster curse before the caster uttered the curse.
Yeah.
Like that was, we're achieving new levels of premonition.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I like that future. But UT Dallas's future might be looking pretty good, but if they could find the backboard. Luby will take some boosts as a consolation prize. Again, Dalton, slowing down the LSU counterattack in midfield. I do feel like he is the strongest midfielder for UT Dallas, Corelli.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
it's just, yeah.
I think for Dallas too, they're going to need Dalton to really be that man, either third or first man, right? You want him on the ball to beat the first man and create the opportunity, like he is right here with the missed shot from Ghost. That was everything you asked for UT Dallas and Dalton. Now Low Tech trying to push it through. Teammates with the shot, and back the other way, LSU go.
This was well done by LSU. 2-on-1 situations can be even tricky for an offense, but Luby handles that the best way possible. If he had what was that, 14 boost in the tank when he started? Like, if he had 10 more boosts, Corelli, I guarantee you he makes that second save. It just slid off the bumper of his Octane, and he had no power or momentum going forward after the first save.
Oh, the amount of pain that UT Dallas is feeling right now. We had just talked about Dalton to be the man to set things up.
Oh.
Now Braun B does it himself again. 3 goals for LSU.
Another counterattack, too. Dalton, he had no boost, so his best chance was to turn around and go. And Ghost, I mean, when you're that far back, that's just a risky challenge to take. Ghost can't go for that. Like, Ghost has to stay back, wait for Braun B, because Braun B has all the vision. He sees you coming a mile away, so as soon as he knows that you're just boosting forward, that's going to be an easy flick for him. And that's one that you got to be more patient on if you're UT Dallas.
For UT Dallas, it has gone from bad to worse, as now 3 goals have opened up for LSU, and they're going to need a lot of offense here, maybe even similar offense that they got in the last game as Braun B tried to carry it over the UT Dallas defense. And there's plenty of time left on the clock, Jorby, but the offense has not been as prevalent from UT Dallas. Only able to put up that one shot from Ghost that unfortunately went wide of the net. Here's Low Tech looking to add to the score. The double tap doesn't go through, and UT Dallas just waiting to see if he was going to miss it.
Well, Dalton in a perfect position here for Ghost. Good team play developing. Luby's shot is off the crossbar and good! Dalton tips it in, and finally life for UT Dallas.
Fantastic touch from Ghost. Low Tech and Braun B went for that, and it was tough for the defense to react to the shot as well. Good thing for Dalton to be in that third man position to put it home, and UT Dallas on the board. Like we said plenty of times, so this was perfect for them to start to reverse the trend.
And getting a win on the kickoff. T-Bates behind the ball. First man had no boost, now leaving. Ghost coming in. It's in! Goal! UT Dallas! Ghost sneaking right in!
Oh man, what a pinch from Ghost. He was just going for the challenge on T-Bates, and not in a million years did T-Bates think this was going to go back into his net like that. The defense caught out. You can see Braun B just trying to react to it. You really can't blame him for backflipping there. And just like that, UT Dallas down by 1 with half a game left.
Completely new game. The first 2 minutes didn't happen.
Yeah.
Now downfield again. LSU try to add back to a lead that has evaporated faster than any liquid you throw on Venus. I don't know. But here's a shot. Is it tied? It is! Luby puts it into the corner. Slots the shot.
And what has happened to the LSU defense here? Braun B with the miss. Low Tech's backwards dancing around. And Luby comes through with a great placement on the shot. 3-3 tied up. And UT Dallas have clawed their way back in here in quite quick fashion.
I can't believe what I'm witnessing. LSU, when you think that they've got it on lock, and when UT Dallas really did not look at all the team that they did in the last set, or in the last game, excuse me, how does this comeback happen? A cavalcade of whiffs from LSU. That's the only answer, Corelli. And it sounds stupid simple, but it literally is that stupid simple for LSU. They just can't hit the ball.
It is baffling to see this lead shrink in this fashion. And for UT Dallas, they couldn't be happier. They might have another opportunity if Dalton get back to it. Luby there to help out. LSU seriously need to get a goal to kind of reignite this offense. It doesn't really feel like they have anything going. They're really just feeling the pressure, and they're letting UT Dallas command the pace of the game right now. And that's not what you want with a team coming on with a comeback like this.
And behind the ball is Luby. It's a good carry. He made it awkward for T-Bates. But T-Bates handled it well enough. But still, the pace from UT Dallas. Midfield is theirs. Luby doesn't get the best touch. But as long as Ghost makes a good 50 here, you know, LSU are going to feel the stretch. They've lost all their boosts. They needed that. Oh, my goodness. Dalton. He better be spam and calculated in chat. Oh, man. They get the clear downfield, but boy, that was a little scary.
That's a dangerous touch.
Oh, this is still scary. Ooh, Ghost, what a shot! Oh, it's off the crossbar. Dalton's there, it's saved, and Luby's out of position, but he just made the touch. Back to Ghost. All of a sudden, the team plays come out of a cannon for UT Dallas, and they're just sitting in the third waiting for LSU to give him the ball. T-Bates tries to find the next clear, and now he's behind it for an LSU counterattack. Flips it around Ghost. He's got to get around Dalton. Luby too? No, Luby's got the clear. Last chance for LSU in regulation. Right in front. Shot from Broad B off the crossbar. Flying in again. T-Bates banged it off the corner, and it's saved by Dalton. Excellent clear. Luby wants the win. He won't get it this time. Overtime.
Wow, and I think UT Dallas, even though they have been sitting in the tie game, can be happy to be here in overtime rather, and they could steal this game away, but not before T-Bates as his attempt blocked. Braun B still can't get out, and UT Dallas just are able to break through the midfield with just a couple challenges, and LSU don't have much to back it up.
Can't even win that 50. Well, I guess LSU do win that 50 with Braun B in that spot. But Dalton has been every bit what UT Dallas have needed him to be, Corelli. Even on that last defensive stop in regulation, he was the guy picking up the tough balls in front of the box, the tough progressions, and now Luby has to do it as well. He'll grab the easy clear for now.
LSU tried to set each other up a couple times here in this overtime, but nobody really on the same page, or just at least not in the right position. Lowtech, he might get to this one. It's uncontested, goes off a teammate, goes wide of the net. I don't know how teammates ended up with the touch. Now he's going to go for a flip reset, but blocked away, and UT Dallas survived for now.
Oh, demo and net as well. Oh, Braun B, he couldn't catch the ball into the corner. And a little team passing play gets UT Dallas out of what was the stickiest situation that could have been in, but counterattack quickly. T-Bates can't find the touch. It was too far away. Dalton came up with the next touch. Ghost couldn't find it against Lowtech against the crossbar again. Crossbar Rocket League coming into full effect for LSU. They're hunting, but all they're finding is metal. They're looking for straight net. Lowtech can't do it. He had to hop over Luby. Grabbed another boost, and UT Dallas. Excellent defensive work across the pitch, and here comes a shot on net, but it's too slow, too wide. LSU survived for now in overtime. Dalton in front, too slow.
Welcomed clear from Braun B as well. Lowtech, not a lot of boosts on the LSU side. Even Braun B only had a pad or two, and that's going to be cut out by Ghost. There's been 12 shots now from LSU, and they have struggled to break the defense of UT Dallas.
Oh, look at the confidence of the challenges, too. Dalton just takes the player out. Not afraid to use the rest of his boost on that. He picked up the midfield on his way back, but here's LSU. They want that passing play. That's one. You feel like the shot needed to happen. Here's Dalton.
He's got it.
Goal! And Dallas are one away from beating LSU.
This was the man that we talked about that UT Dallas was going to win through, and great pickup to cut the pass out. Good control to move downfield. Keep composure with the open net. And UT Dallas, a 4-goal comeback to stay in this series.
It was 3-0. I was ready to call it over. And then, Corelli, you said it. You said the thing. You were like, there is still like over 3 minutes left.
Yeah.
So like we're gonna watch a lot of Rocket League before it's over, but we're both thinking it's probably over. And then just 2 goals out of nowhere in the next minute for UT Dallas, and then they tied it up again right after that. And I talked about Dalton, but Ghost, man, especially in that overtime, was so fast. Like, he kicked it up another gear. I was impressed by UT Dallas in that overtime. Wow.
And here's the best part. I mean, UT Dallas missed their freest goal of the game early on when Dalton had the pass over to Ghost. So, I mean, this game could have been over earlier for UT Dallas. So, I think for them, they could be extremely happy to not only come back with down 3 goals, but to create so many opportunities that led them to the comeback, I think is even more valuable for them because they know they have a lot more opportunity in this series than they think.
So where's the path forward for LSU? It started so strong for them twice now, and they just can't. I don't know what it is, Corelli. Is it something in the juice, man? I just like what's going on with this team? How can they look so good in one series and so bad in the same set?
Well, going into this game especially, Jordan, we know LSU, and we definitely know that there could be some frustrations coming out from the last game, and that might add some insult to the injury here as LSU give up another one. This time it was Dalton. Who else to set it up for UT Dallas? Great shot from Luby to split the defense. UT Dallas on the board first.
And I'm putting that one on low tech. It's the aggressive third man positioning when the passing plays are right there for UT Dallas. You see the passes in front of you, and you have to respect UT Dallas's ability to pass the ball. LSU are playing as if they're not going to do that, but that's exactly what UT Dallas are doing. They've sped up, and they're beating LSU's pace. Oh, Luby picks them off! Interception into a goal.
And it's a bit of a slow touch from Bromby. It was awkward for him, a bit too far out. Luby recognizes it, and T-Bates leaves the net. Luby strikes, and a 2-goal lead now for UT Dallas.
This is the worst spot to be in if you're LSU. Down 2-0 in a series, you're down 1-2. LSU's comeback mechanics aren't the sharpest, but they start, right?
Nope, they don't.
Right now.
No, they don't. That defense.
They'll start one day, but it's not right now. Do they start now? Here it is. The shot. There we go. All right, Low Tech. All right, LSU are in it.
Hey, you said it, Jorby. You're calling the plays before they have. You're having that premonition. It just wasn't quite right there. And Low Tech confirms the prophecy that Jorby told us about. And LSU.
My attunement's a little off.
Yeah.
But, you know.
And LSU do get on the board, and I think that helps the team a lot. You know, we were just about to talk about the team morale, and I feel like after that last game, it's very tough for LSU to get back into it mentally. And I think finally getting on the board here with plenty of time left, know that, yes, you can beat this team you have before, and you really should have the last game. I think that's what should be the focus here for LSU. And so far, it hasn't gone their way as Ghost puts one home right in the face of the defense.
Ghost literally popped out of thin air on this screen. T-Bates is sitting there, and he's like, Ghost ain't hitting that. And then Ghost hit it. It's 3-1.
And for LSU, they got to respect this UT Dallas team. I mean, UT Dallas are popping off right now. Everyone from UT Dallas really contributing in this game. And LSU not giving them any of the credit. You got to play a bit faster on the defensive line.
I mean, like, yeah. There really is nothing else you can say about it. Like UT Dallas are playing really fast, and the midfield game is not just Dalton anymore, like it was early in the set. Ghost has been a speedy boy, and LSU, the offense has dwindled despite 6 shots on net. Here's the 7th, and T-Bates will pull within 1. Maybe LSU can really figure this out.
And Dalton actually got hit to the ball, which there's no one in net now. It was, I guess, a double commit and a player hit to the side, or to the sideline rather. So for UT Dallas, not enough numbers in front of the net. LSU and T-Bates are able to turn around and put one away. And so once again, the Tigers are within 1 goal. Plenty of time, we keep saying it. Can they make a comeback?
Nice little pinch from Dalton. Good field awareness overall. He recognizes where the first man is pretty much, or the first and second man on LSU consistently, and he's picked the optimal option every time he's been first man. So I do think that he is the most effective first man for UT Dallas. And you know who's the most effective striker lately? It's Ghost, but he missed that one. I saw him go up for it, and I'm like, he's gonna bang that. Here's LSU though.
Not a lot of options for T-Bates too, and that might speak to maybe the boost situation from LSU. There's a great pass to Luby, but it's cut out. Lotak can't make the play on the ball. That was an open net for him possibly. Now T-Bates wants to take it himself. He'll pay for it with his life, and Luby will throw it back to the LSU side.
Good touch from Braun B. Need to keep UT Dallas honest. You don't want them creeping a little too far forward, and so you can't mistouch the ball because they're waiting for that. That's what they've been given, and you don't want it to get any worse than it already has. In fact, LSU have started to look a little cleaner. You haven't seen the whiffs or those mistouches in about a minute or two. You got to keep that going. Braun B is struggling for boost. He's been struggling for about the last 30 seconds or so. So he got the ball out of dodge, but this is a struggle right now for LSU to stay on the blue half.
LSU time slowly becoming a factor. There's a bit of space between the ball. The Dalton, and a great touch from T-Bates. Second goal of the game, and he ties it up for the Tigers.
When you get hungry, you got to call the chef. And does he deliver? Yes, he does. Beautiful, especially in these times. 3-3.
Yeah.
And LSU, that's exactly how they win, Corelli. T-Bates needs to be hitting shots like that.
And we talked about them speeding up, and they're able to slide into that space between the box and Dalton, and a great little flick on from T-Bates. Now they find themselves tied up here against UT Dallas, and still spending a lot of time on their half. I will say UT Dallas have done a good job of just constantly playing with the ball on the opposition side, and it's really been counterattacks for LSU right now.
And yeah, I think you nailed it. Just solid positioning too, and then also good risk management overall. We haven't seen the third man really get blown out on UT Dallas much at all. That was a dangerous touch. It still is dangerous, but Dalton, you know, he is Mr. Reliable for UT Dallas on the flip reset, and tried to muscle that in was for Luby, but Luby has to rely on Ghost. Braun B's attempted clear will succeed, but will it be enough for LSU on offense? As regulation dwindles down, they have struggled in this set, and they're just looking for game 5. Their high ball. Luby's got a little bit of boost, but LSU let it come the whole way back. Don't want to take too many risks, but it's still, you let the ball come too far close, and it might end up in your net anyway. T-Bates, good delay and great second touch, but he doesn't have enough boost, so has to drop.
Great play from T-Bates there to bail his team out of a tough situation. It's tough because he recognizes that his teammates didn't have a lot of boost to make the initial play, so he had to get by 2. Luby almost quickly ending this overtime and the series as we're 10 seconds in.
Good follow by Braun B, but midfield currently is UT Dallas's. Ghost really loving those blindside. That one wasn't a challenge, but a lot of his blindside touches have been challenges that have just thrown LSU through a loop. You see that happen in the pros more and more often, consistently, I'd even argue, where you have that man coming back on the rotation. They want to prioritize. Hang on, LSU has the shot, and it's saved by Ghost. And here comes another one from Lil Tech. He doesn't have the boost to grab that. Luby already up, has it back to the corner. LSU have heated up quickly, where UT Dallas were playing comfortable defense. Now they're low on boost, and LSU are beyond midfield. T-Bates, he demos one. Here comes the shot. He bumped another, and it's good! LSU forced game 5.
The chef ain't going out like that. It's his kitchen, and Luby gives the ball up to Bronze B. T-Bates takes care of Luby, bumps Ghost in net, opens it up for his teammate, and almost a minute into overtime, and LSU force a game 5.
Gas turns to flame, and the Tigers are smelling dinner, Corelli. UT Dallas, they fought really well up to this point, but now I'm really scared for this team, because how often can LSU really stick it, hang in there, and have that resilient mentality to overcome what was a deficit? They were down by 2 in this game, and then they scored 3 straight to come back. That was an excellent recovery in what could have been disastrous for LSU.
Yeah, and for them, I think LSU are breathing a sigh of relief that now they can get to a game 5 here, but still one more match for both these squads. And for UT Dallas, I think for them, when they look back at the previous game, they spent a lot of time on the LSU side. They had a lot of opportunity that they weren't able to finish, and they put LSU in a tough spot. And I don't think a lot of teams are able to do that against LSU. And for UT Dallas, I really think it is about just converting that final touch, that final shot, because there was a lot of opportunity on that Tiger side.
Many an incredible game have been played on this very pitch, Champions Field. CRL has even given us a couple of great historic matches over the seasons on this pitch. And LSU UT Dallas want to give us another good one to look at. Dalton, a little too fast for him to catch. But LSU, this is a big game for them. Rarely do we see them really come back and dominate. It's usually they have to start hot, stay hot. But this is a little bit different. Low Tech almost found a different kind of shot on that little triple attempt. Braun B has the next catch off the ceiling. Double and ooh, even a triple. T-Bates can't commit, and it will be cleared out for now by Dalton.
It's a big game for both teams. LSU trying to get back to 500. UT Dallas trying to go over 500. So it means a lot for both these teams with this win, especially both of them proving to be very tough teams to beat in this conference. Maybe not at the top, but very strong teams that keeps the rest of the conference honest as that shot goes wide. Follow-up from T-Bates is there, and a 1-0 lead for the Tigers.
This was a very favorable situation for LSU, but not one for Dalton, excuse me. Dalton, you know, that's the right idea from where he was, but that was such an awkward ball to try to grab, and that bounce did him absolutely no favors. Well done by LSU, making it awkward for the only guy who could have done anything in net. Oh, LSU start hot. And how does that affect UT Dallas? How do they start to adapt to what LSU are giving them? Could it return to game one where LSU are able to take a ton of shots on net, starve UT Dallas a boost? Seemed to work pretty well. In fact, the physical game has been the big X factor for the Tigers to help break up this UT Dallas rotation.
I think the physical game has been working for both teams, but I think for the Tigers, it's worked the best in the last couple of games. They've been able to, obviously the last goal in the previous game, we saw T-Bates get the demo and the bump. But LSU are doing the classic, rotating through the defense, as I like to call it, is that they do, when they get onto offense, the first man will make the play on the ball and then quickly go into the net or to the first man they see on the defense as he rotates out. And it has created a lot of problems, but not for UT Dallas on offense, as they just scored in the face of them.
They caught Braun B, who couldn't grab the ball in midfield. He tried to make up for it, and the challenge was just perfect for Ghost. Ghost wasn't in a special spot. He was just playing, covering the options that his teammates in front of him weren't. That ball pops out to him. He's in the right spot for it. So UT Dallas now on the ball again. Dalton tried to go under. Not quite yet. LSU get out of this push. They're slow to the ball in midfield. UT Dallas have been fast, just like that. Luby got the bounce down to Ghost. Ghost plays it actually close side to the corner. All about taking that boost away from LSU. They got a bunch of the pads, a couple of canisters. Luby got a pass from LSU up off the crossbar or the backboard, and the shot no good, turned away.
And T-Bates and Low Tech, very slow to get up there. I think they've just trusted that he couldn't hit a good shot, I suppose. And I don't think that's what you want to do against this UT Dallas team right now, as they have pushed LSU to the brink.
I hope they don't feel that way, because we've watched several times now how UT Dallas, they could bring the heat. And Luby, he got the flip reset, but he flipped down while he was boosting, so it just forwarded his momentum too far downward and puts UT Dallas in a tough spot. That was a good attempt on the pass from Braun B to Low Tech. T-Bates. Ooh. Well, LSU can't hang on to the ball in the air. UT Dallas, it can be tough to meet every single aerial challenge. It requires a lot of boost. It requires you to be consistent on winning your boost game, or on the boost battle, if you will, Corelli. But UT Dallas have done exactly that, and almost turning the screws on LSU on that last push.
Yeah, it requires proper positioning as well and organization. You don't want to leave the ground if you don't have the challenge. And again, LSU into the sky as Braun B has opportunity to drop it into the net. Ghost to clear it away. Low Tech to keep the pressure on for LSU. Big miss, and T-Bates is going to put it away.
T-Bates takes advantage, but it was Luby who tried to grab this ball, and sitting behind him in net was Dalton. I'm not sure Dalton even gets that save regardless if Luby gets a touch on it, because Dalton was shading to the left, and T-Bates was always looking towards his right. So I think that's a goal either way. It was Luby who had to get a solid touch on that ball for a save, and now in trouble UT Dallas, but Dalton saved his flip at the right time. Looking for a goal. Now down to LSU in Game 5.
It's not panic time yet for UT Dallas. They got about 15 more seconds till it really starts to like go, go, go. Make sure to try and set up the proper challenge, but that's a big one from Braun B. T-Bates might be able to end the series here as Ghost has to fight from his own corner.
Ghost did well enough, but now they got to move downfield. That 15 seconds you talked about is up. It's time, UT Dallas. Here comes Ghost, blocked by Low-Tech on the blind side and picked up. Well, that's a favorable bounce for Dalton. He just launches it towards the net. T-Bates makes the first save. He might have to make a couple more. He can't get back to the ball. Ghost sends it high, looking for the shot. Demo! And no! It saved the Tigers! Survive Game 5 and take down UT Dallas in a thriller.
Wow, what a series from both sides. I thought UT Dallas, they were a bit slow coming out, but boy, did they get into this series, and LSU just barely able to hang on. I think there's a lot to learn after what they've seen that UT Dallas can do. And the comeback potential that they leave to the opposition is something that I think LSU is not going to forget.
I feel like the issues with LSU had actually come down to their second man, where if their second man could actually follow up, like if they weren't constantly getting the ball blown by and their third man wasn't in a 2v1 situation and had to buy time, they really were hard to get the ball away from. UT Dallas, honestly, it was a great performance by them. I'm excited to see how the rest of the season goes for UT Dallas because Ghost, especially with how he just improved over the series, if Ghost plays like he did in games 4 and 5 for an entire set, I don't know if LSU win, Corelli.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And there was a couple times where it felt like UT Dallas had the opportunity to take the lead, score a couple shots that didn't drop in this series. So that close for UT Dallas, and I think that they could be happy with how close this series was because it didn't feel like that in the beginning, but I think that big comeback game was really where UT Dallas started to get into this series and start to play up to the pace of LSU.
Now, Tigers fighting back from what has been a poorer start to the season than they may have expected. We got more Collegiate Rocket League action coming up for you guys after the break. We'll be right back. First man had no clue.